This is going to be a demonstration of a middle school assessment, and it's important to note that middle school is considered to be 6th, 7th, and 8th. So in our elementary schools this year, we'll have our 6th graders taking that middle school assessment, and the elementary only goes through 5th grade. So our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders will take the elementary assessment. As we look at how students are going to get in, on the students' laptops, at the bottom of the screen is the old KCA icon, meaning Kansas Computerized Assessments. Students will click on that. After they click on that, it'll take them to the next screen. At the bottom, it'll have the KITE client. They will click on the KITE client, and that will take them into the KITE application. And at that point, they are going to click on Other Assessments. And for the middle school, their username is going to be practice.middle.demo, and their password is going to be send8. The username and password for the students will be the same on every assessment. And we want to take a practice test. Now when the students actually get ready to take a test, they'll choose take a test, but as you can see there's no test there yet. So we're going to practice first, and we are going to practice an ELA assessment. It would be important to go through with your students the information on this practice test direction sheet. It probably is important for you to note also that in this paragraph here, it indicates that certainly the assessment is going to be exactly like this, and the questions that are here are not necessarily indicative of how the questions will be on the actual assessment. Look at the test overview with the students, general directions. As I said, it's fine for you to project this and go through it with students. You're going to click on Begin, and then this particular assessment has 7 questions. You'll notice that students can move between questions by clicking the numbers at the top of the screen, or they can also move down here at the bottom by going next and back. There's choices over to the left-hand side that include the cursor, the highlighter. It does not appear that the highlighter is working on the ELA assessments at this time. As soon as you click off of it, it no longer works. It has been working on the math assessment at the elementary level. If that's the case, when a student highlights a certain area and they want to erase what they've highlighted, they'll click on the eraser and then go back over that portion that they had highlighted. There is an option here of a note. Students can write notes, I suppose, if they're reflecting on something during the assessment, or if they want to remember something, they can put a note there. And so that is an option that's available. This has a search option as well, and would allow them to search specific words within the text. Might be helpful. They can close out of that. For the most part, they're going to be on the cursor. So here's what I'm going to do for this assessment. I'm going to go through relatively quickly. I'm not going to worry about whether my answers are correct or incorrect. Basically, what I want to do is make sure that I show you the different ways students are going to be answering questions this year. So on this particular question, you're looking for 2 spelling errors. So we're going to say that that is spelled incorrectly, and we're going to say that that is spelled incorrectly. And you'll notice there's not an A, B, C, or a D choice where they click on where, and when they click on different, that's how the test will be answered. Question 2, there are 3 errors on this particular passage. They are either punctuation or capitalization errors. So we're going to choose this as an error, that as an error, and we are going to choose that as an error. They'll move on. This is a passage here that they'll read first of all, and then they're going to indicate which of these 3 statements are the claim and which ones are the supporting detail. So let's say that this is the claim and these are the supporting details, and as you can see, students just simply drag that information to the place where they want that. This is a drop-down box Polaris is a helpful star because it never moves. It is sometimes called the North Star because it is above the North Pole. Capital travelers who are lost can find their way by looking at the North Star. If you know which direction north is, you can find the other directions and go your way. So those will be their choices on that. They click next and move on. This is very similar to that. They're going to choose which word or phrase best fits within that statement. And then on this screen, they're going to actually just drag these words into the place where they belong to label all those parts of the life cycle of the butterfly. And on question 7, they're going to be asked to put these in order according to how they make the most sense. So that is a basic look at the ELA assessment. Once they've finished it, they'll go to the last page. Notice that question 5 was left blank, which I had done that. We're going to go ahead and review end the assessment, and yes, we are sure we want to do that. At that point, we're going to sign out and close the kite.